Hi, my loves. Happy Friday. Even though I'm recording this on a Monday, I will be posting this on Friday. Only because right now I have some time to kill, and I'm like, you know what? Let me record something for the girly pops, the girly twirly whirly pops, as Miss Whitney says. And I kind of just wanted to say why I chose YouTube, why I decided, you know what, this is a platform where I'm gonna truly work hard on creating videos, because why not? So let's get into it. I wanted to create a YouTube channel, YouTube videos, because it was, for me, a creative outlet. I think I was too focused in work with my 2 jobs. I was too focused in school, and it got to the point where I was just being very hypercritical of myself and just being very hard on myself, because I felt like I didn't have free time. I felt like I wasn't being creative. I felt like I wasn't inspired or motivated. I just felt very ugly. I felt really sad and really disappointed in myself, and I just feel like I don't feel inspired. I don't feel motivated. I feel like I'm just going through the motions. I feel like who am I? It literally got to the point, I'm gonna tell you how bad it was. It got to the point where I got up. This is what happened. I got up one day for my shift, and I looked at myself in the mirror when I went to the restroom. I looked at myself in the mirror, and I looked at the girl in the reflection, and I was like, who is that? Why does she look so tired? Why does she look so exhausted, emotionally and physically? Look at the under eye bags that she has. Who is this girl? I do not recognize this girl. And unfortunately, that girl was me. And you're like, how did you let yourself go to that point? Well, I feel like when you're constantly caught up in work and your job and trying to just make it through the next day and trying to make it through that day, it gets kind of routine based, and it kind of gets to the point where you're just like, yep, well, this is my life. And I kid you not, I cried. I literally cried after seeing my reflection like that, because I was like, I'm not trying to talk ill about myself, but in the moment, this is what I thought. I thought, you know what? She's so ugly. And I'm not talking about beauty standards. I'm just talking about ugly in the inside. I'm like, she's not doing anything else that inspires her, that motivates her, that allows her to feel creative, that allows her to feel with positive energy and put that positive energy in the world. She genuinely feels like an ugly person. And I feel like that was my breaking point. That was where I was like, I need to get out. I need to quit a job. I need to focus on myself. I need to, spend more time in the gym. I need to focus on my mental health. And this is what brings us to YouTube. I eventually ended up quitting one of those jobs that was so detrimental to my health. And for the other job, I was on summer break, and I didn't have anything to do besides school. So I was like, what do we do? We're going to the gym, we're taking care of ourselves, we're eating healthier, we're not sleeping as much, but we are getting rest, but we're not doing anything to be creative. So I was like, okay, you know what pushed me to create my first YouTube video was my friend telling me and showing me the link to her YouTube video. Banda? Shout out to you, girl. And you're like, okay, well, are you competing with your friend? I'm not competing with my friend. She kind of made me realize, you know what, there's no better time to start than now, than the present. So I better get to it, And I posted my first video, and I edited, and I did this and I did that. Obviously my videos are not like, oh my gosh, she's a professional, she's this and this and that. Obviously not. Like, come on, I'm just a girl recording on her phone, editing on her iPad, and doing it when she can, because I get busy and life gets busy, you know. Anyway, that was what brought me to recording my first YouTube video. And regarding social media, I feel like I curate my Instagram to look the way I want it to look aesthetically pleasing for myself, to feel like, you know what, she did a good job posting that, and you know what, I'm not gonna delete that because I like that. And maybe in like 2 years I won't like that post again, but I'll remind myself to be like, you know what, but at some point I did like it, and at some point that was me, and at some point she tried her best to make it look aesthetically pleasing for herself, because this is her Instagram, this is her page, this is, you know, what she wants to do, this is how she wants to look, this is how she wants to dress. And so that's how I kind of work with my Instagram. Then I started posting on Pinterest, and my Pinterest, oh my god, I love Pinterest. Pinterest, you get so much inspiration from there. Outfit inspo, house decor inspo, hairstyles, makeup, just anything and everything. You can truly find it on Pinterest. And you know what, you don't have that negativity of like, oh, this and this and this and that, this and this and this and that, like blah 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 blah. Like, no, you don't have that in Pinterest. And I started posting on Pinterest, and I love it. I love posting on Pinterest outfit inspo and like food stuff, and just posting what I want and what makes me feel inspired, and what I think is gonna make other people inspired. When it comes to TikTok, I used to post on TikTok, and I used to post like what I thought or what appeared to be relatable content, and it was, some TikToks did really good, but TikTok just moves very fast, and I want to create something steady and something reliable and something that, you know what, you're gonna look back and be like, you know what, she had a point. She worked really hard on this, and she was doing it with the idea of inspiring and motivating, and she was doing it for the love of being creative and for the love of making this a hobby and not falling into a deep hole of like, am I even doing a good job? You know, am I even satisfying the people who watch my videos? Am I even, you know, and like not becoming a negative Nancy about it. That's literally the only reason why I was like, let me become not a YouTuber. I don't want to become a YouTuber. I want to become a content creator, and I want to influence you guys to have a better lifestyle, and to be more positive about yourselves, and to encourage yourselves to do your best. Because you know what, sometimes you're only going to give 10%, and that 10% is all you can give, and you know what, that is perfectly okay. If anybody makes you feel like poop about it because they're like, oh, you didn't give your best today, no, you did give your best. It's just that it doesn't look like the best. Your best every day does not look the same, and that's something people need to understand. Sometimes you can give your 100%, sometimes you can give 50%, sometimes you can give 10%, and that is okay, because you're trying your best. And if anybody makes you feel bad about trying your best, then that's not where it's at, baby. Like, you cannot allow somebody to make you feel bad and to hurt you and to think bad about the decisions that you're making for your life. Because if anybody is making you unhappy in your own life, think about it like this. You're literally like okay, so this is the game that I'm like fascinated with right now. Animal Crossing. Think about it like this. I'm literally the character in my Animal Crossing. I am working to build a house that I love. I am working to pay off my debt because I added another room. I am working to, you know, just build a garden and have, you know, pumpkins growing. And then I spend time fishing. So think about yourself as a character. What are you doing that fills your own cup? What are you doing that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel like when you go to bed at night and you put your head on the pillow and you're thinking about your day and you're trying to go to sleep and you're thinking like, oh, was I productive today? Well, you should be asking yourself, did I do anything that made me happy today? Did I grab the coffee that I wanted to from Dutch Bros? Did I spend some time with my kids? Did I go to church? Did I pray? Did I spend my whole day doom scrolling on TikTok? What did I do that filled my own cup? I think it was Harry Styles who said, fill your own cup and let the others fall in love with the overflow of that cup. You know, I kind of explained this to my boyfriend, where sometimes we don't always have the energy to be there 100%. Like, I'm trying my best, but I feel that sometimes my best is not the best, and that's okay, because there's a lot of factors that come into place when it happens like that. And I have this understanding that I'm myself trying to get into, and that's being, I'm trying my best and I'm filling my own cup, and I'm filling my cup with, you know, doing exercise and doing my homework and just, you know, making sure that I'm a good student, that I'm a good daughter, and that I'm also taking care of myself, that I'm coloring, that I'm spending time with God, that I'm going to church, that I'm being a good girlfriend, that I'm being a good sister, a good friend. And it can get overwhelming, and sometimes all I'm gonna do that day is just rest, and sometimes all I'm gonna do that day is go to work and go to sleep. Other days I'm gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna be productive, and I'm gonna make myself a coffee, and I'm gonna eat healthy today, and I'm gonna go to work with a positive attitude, and I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna go to the gym, and I'm gonna, you know, just be like 100% productive. But not every day I can give my 100%. Not every day will I feel okay. Not every day will I be okay, and that is okay. I said okay a lot. The point is, I kind of created this channel because I needed a creative outlet. I needed to feel like I'm doing something for my mental health, that I'm doing something that makes me feel inspired, that I'm doing something that can inspire other people, that can influence other people to kind of, you know, take control of your life and to take control of their lives, and to just make them feel okay, and to make them feel like, you know what, today all you did was try your best, and that's okay. And nobody can tell you anything different. And if you roll out of bed and you're like, I don't feel so good today, that's okay. You at least got out of bed. Because I know some days it's super tough. It's super tough to get out of bed, and you don't even want to get out of bed. No matter how hard it is, that you're like, oh, I need to go pee really bad, but you just don't have the energy. You don't have the energy, and you don't have the mental capacity and the mental space to even get out of bed, to even be bothered to get out of bed. And I think it's something that needs to be understood in this world that's moving so fast. I feel like a lot of the time we spend so much time on our phones doom scrolling, and I actually saw a TikTok that said the only way to have fun with social media is to spend time creating, is to spend more time creating than to spend time doom scrolling. And I was like, you know what, you're so right, because the more time I spend scrolling on TikTok, the more time I spend criticizing myself for not doing all these wonderful things that everybody else is doing. And they're not me, and they don't live with me, and they don't know who I am, and there's no reason to compare myself to them, because they're just strangers. And there's no reason for me to try to validate myself because of them, you know? And I think it's something that I'm trying to understand myself, and I'm trying to rewire my brain to kind of feel okay, and to be okay with the fact that I'm not always gonna be okay. And I think I'm just a girl who is trying her best, and that's all I can do, and I'm gonna keep doing it. And if I I'm able to have a platform where people feel comfortable watching my videos, where people feel heard, and where people feel seen, then you know what, I'm doing like something right. And to me, that's just really great, you know. And I feel like YouTube is the place where I can be vulnerable emotionally and mentally and feel like I am also seen and heard, and feel that the people that I follow on YouTube, the content creators that I love and that I find comfort in, you know, they made me feel like I have a safe space. And I want to be able to make sure that people can have a safe space when it comes to my channel and when it comes to my videos. Like, I'm not doing this just to be like, oh my god, like, I'm a content creator, like, slay, you know, she's a content creator girly and she's an educated girl. No, we're doing this because we want to grow emotionally, mentally. We want to become emotionally secure adults. We want to become a safe place. We want to become comfortable. We want to become, you know, comfortable within ourselves and our own bodies, but also we want to take care of ourselves, and we want to make sure that we're doing okay, and we want to make sure that those around us are doing okay. And I probably went rambling on about things and went off topic, but you know what, that's okay, because that's just what I'm gonna do sometimes. And I think I just, you know, trying my best, and I'm sure that a lot of you guys are just trying your best, and a lot of you guys don't feel like you are, but I know you guys are. And that's essentially why I created my YouTube channel, and that's essentially why I'm trying to be creative with these videos, and why I'm just doing my best. And that's pretty much it, y'all. I feel like at this point I should just create a podcast because of how much I talk. And I'm not like bringing anything visually, like, oh my god, look at the effects or whatever. I will be doing that, but sometimes we just need to sit down and have a good talk, you know. And not all the time you're gonna be like, hey, let me sit down and watch this video. You're gonna put it in the background as background noise and stuff. Anyway, I talked too much already and I'm thirsty. And that's it. That's all I wanted to say for now. And I want you guys to have a good Friday and to feel good about yourselves, and to at least do one thing that makes you feel like, hey, that made me happy, and I'm gonna think about that when my bed hits the pillow, and I'm gonna be like, I did one thing that made me happy, and that was get a coffee, and it tasted so good. Anyway, that's it, you guys. Have a good rest of your day. I love you guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one.